here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing a challah recipe with you all that I've been making since college days that I love, and it's super easy, and I'm gonna teach you how to make it so it's foolproof. I'll have the recipe linked down below in the description, so make sure you check that out. And with that, let's get into it. And I should say, this is not my challah recipe. I want to thank Fruma Resnick for sharing this amazing recipe with me. And with that, why don't we get baking? First, I'm gonna go ahead and make the yeast. This step is really important. You wanna activate the yeast. This is what's gonna make that beautiful bread for you. So you're gonna wanna start with some warm water, or a baby bath temperature, I think is what they say. And then throw in 3 teaspoons of yeast to that and a dab of sugar. And I have found that the Red Star active yeast from Costco is like the best one. It is a lot of yeast, so you're gonna want to put it in an airtight container. Definitely share with friends and family, but this yeast is the best one by far. And then just kind of mix it all up and just let it sit. During this time is really when I go and get the rest of my ingredients. You're gonna need 2/3 cup of sugar. You're gonna need some flour, and we wanna split it up. 1 1/3 cup of flour is for the first batch. And then you're gonna need 3 to 4 cups depending on how the dough is, and we'll talk about that more. And then of course, just some flour for the surfaces. So keep your flour out. Then you're gonna need some oil, about 1/3 of a cup of oil, 2 eggs for the dough, and then an extra egg for the glaze on top, and then just some salt. And that's it. And then of course, any kind of toppings you want. Today, I'm gonna be using everything but the bagel just because I love it, but really any kind of topping you want will work great. As you can see, I've let my yeast kind of sit for a few minutes, and you can see that nice layer on top. That means our yeast is really ready to go, and we can get started. All right, I'm also gonna be using my KitchenAid just because I love it and I have one, but you definitely do this recipe just by mixing by hand. We're gonna go ahead and pour in our flour first into the KitchenAid, about 1 1/3 of a cup and 2/3 cup sugar. To that, we're gonna add our yeast mixture. Once it had a few minutes to sit, I would say about 5 minutes, and we're gonna mix all of those ingredients together for about a minute. Next, we're gonna add our wet ingredients: vegetable oil, 1/2 tablespoon of salt, and we'll turn on our KitchenAid one more time. Now that everything is mixed together, we're slowly gonna add the remaining amount of flour. We're gonna do about 1 cup at a time for a total about 3 to 4 cups of flour. I usually end up adding all 4, but it really depends on, the type of flour you have, all of those things. And as you can see here now, my dough is starting to pull away from the bowl, so it is ready for me to knead it. Let's get it out of the bowl, put it on a lightly floured surface, and knead it for about 10 minutes. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. Challah is a traditional Jewish braided bread that we have, especially on Shabbat, but we also make this on various holidays. This bread is so delicious. It makes the best, like grilled cheese or French toast. We're gonna go ahead and grab a bowl, lightly oil it, and place my dough in it to rise for at least an hour, up to 3 hours. All right, we're back. Let's take a look at our dough. It's nice. See, it's nice and big, really great dough. So now is the fun part, the braiding. And this is the part that my daughter really likes to help out. So here's my dough. I'm gonna take it in a nice big log. What I like to do is usually divide this into 3. So I make kind of 2 bigger loaves and then a mini loaf. So I'm gonna take this one aside. This will be for my daughter, kind of her mini loaf. And then I'll split this in half and make a log, and we're gonna split it into 6. So let's go ahead and cut those. All right, that looks pretty good. We got 6. Now that you have all 6, lay them all out facing you and pinch them all together at the very top. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take this one and cross it over. You're gonna take this one and cross it over. And then you're gonna take that to the middle and cross it over. And then bring this one down the middle, but you're missing one over here, so you're gonna take it over. the very end, squish them all underneath. Ta-da! So now you're gonna let it rise again. I let it rise for about 20 minutes. Love making challah. It's a way for me to have some fun with my daughter. My mom was in town and we had 3 generations making it, and I just loved every moment of it. Over the years, my friends have always asked me, and now you all have no excuse. You can make it yourself, and you can see it's really simple and easy to make. This recipe is also super versatile. Our challah is almost ready for the oven. Go ahead and crack 1 egg, add a splash of water, whisk it up, and brush it on top of our challah. You can go ahead and bake it as is, or what I like to do is throw a little bit of everything but the bagel seasoning on top, and we're ready to bake it. We're gonna go ahead and put it in that 350-degree oven and bake it. And with that, that's my challah recipe. I hope you enjoyed this video and it gave you the confidence that you need to make your own challah recipe.